Hey everyone, it's Jason. We have another King of Tokyo / King of New York unboxing component videos. So they started adding monster packs. So the previous way to get monsters, they had the full little expansions. This is kind of a different take on them. Those added the power-up and evolution cards. These add one new monster, which has evolution cards for both games, as well as an extra game mechanic, which is really fun. So we're going to start off kind of like the two. They've released 4 so far, so I'm going to do one video with this, one with the other 2. This is sort of more of the generic cards. So, of course, we're going to get Cthulhu. He's pretty much obligatory in anything that has monsters because he's, free to play, or, IP rights. And then we have King Kong, which is neat because we have the 2 different Kongs for New York and Tokyo, and then now we have actual King Kong. So we'll jump into these and see what they all do. Yeah. Hop in here. And like all the other games, you can get these, use the monster in either game just by itself. Because we'll always get the little monster standee and the stand for them. And then you'll get your standard generic board. So they can be easily added to either game, regardless, if you don't want to use the evolution cards. I think that was all of those. Alright, so we're going to look at the evolution cards here really quick. I'm going to actually... We're going to do this. So we have one side here that is Tokyo, one side here that's New York. And we'll go through each one that way. So they each have their different backs. The New York ones are black. The Tokyo ones are white. And then we'll go through what each of the power-up cards do. And then we'll look at the new components and stuff. So we have Cthulhu. We have... Zoom up on those a little bit for you. So they're going to play fairly similar for the abilities. It's just they're going to be a little bit different based on how the rules work for them. Actually, now that I'm reading these, because they're going to reference cards in the instructions, so let's go through the instructions first. So there's the evolutions. If you're not familiar with how those work, check out either of the power-up videos. So the new components in here are Magnus tokens. Some of Cthulhu's evolutions give Magnus tokens to other monsters. At the beginning of your turn, you may roll as many dice. At the beginning of your turn, roll as many dice as you have Magnus tokens, put them aside. These dice cannot be re-rolled this turn. When resolving them with other dice after you finish rolling. So if you have 2 Magnus tokens, you roll 2 dice. Those 2 dice cannot be re-rolled, then you can finish rolling the rest of your dice. And you have to do it that way instead of you can't roll 5 dice and then pick 2 that you don't have to do. You just have to roll 2 separately. You can discard a Magnus token by using 1 health to discard instead of gaining health. Same way you get any other tokens. So rules for King of Tokyo. You can only play at the cultist side of the tile. The Temple of Cthulhu side has no effect on the King of Tokyo. So what they're talking about is we're going to get, well, here's the Magnus tokens. Double-sided Cthulhu heads. So we're going to get these tiles that work just like the buildings do for King of New York. On the other side, they have some cultists, which are all going to be the exact same. So you pay 2 to defeat them, and you gain either a health and energy or a reroll. So that's what they're talking about there. So it says, place the tiles next to the board face up. After resolving your die, if you rolled 4 identical faces, take a cultist tile and put it in front of you. Anytime you can discard one of your cultists to gain either 1 health, 1 energy, or 1 extra reroll. So King of Tokyo, it's just if you get 4, you get one of them, and then you can get rid of them whenever you want for a bonus. For New York, though, you shuffle the cultist tiles with the building tiles from the base game, and form stacks of 4 tiles. Which I think normally you only stack 3, so you're just going to add 1 extra stack, so it's going to make the game add a little bit more to the game. Buildings that put 3 stacks in each of the boroughs as usual. So the Temple of Cthulhu side are buildings, just like high-rises, power plants, hospitals. They work the same way. When you destroy a temple, turn it over to the cultist side. So this works the exact same way as the other ones do. Cultists are units just like infantry, trains, and planes in King of New York. They work the same way except when you destroy them. And attack monsters as normal. When you destroy a cultist, you don't gain anything. You take the tile and you place it in front of you. Anytime you can discard it. So instead of gaining an immediate effect, you put it in front of you so you can sacrifice him later to gain some bonuses. Yeah, so then there's going to be the different... I don't think it... Oh yeah, some new symbols. It's going to show the reroll, take an extra turn, or draw one evolution card. So that's just kind of neat, is these gain energies, but then the more powerful ones, you can either gain draw an extra evolution card, or you can take an extra turn for defeating some of the bigger temples. Okay, now we can jump into the cards, because I forgot they're going to mention those. So here we have Even Death May Die. Play when you reach 0 for the King of Tokyo one. You gain 2 health and continue playing. Keep your energy, victory points, and cards. Steal all cultists from all other monsters. They can't discard your cultists after you play this card. Or New York one is the same thing. You gain 2 health, continue playing, keep it, take all discarded cultists. So that's kind of neat. So basically you die, you keep 2 health, but then you get all these cultists. I think there's a bunch out, you can keep sacrificing them quick to gain some more energy. Or health really quick if you need to. We have Nudge Spawn. For each health you must lose this turn, you can spend 1 energy to gain 1 health instead of losing it. You can reach 12 health this way. So he's good at manipulating how to stay alive. The Dreamer Awakens. When you are playing in Tokyo, lose enough health to reach 1 or 2. You don't lose any health at all. All other monsters lose 2. So he's kind of just likes to sit around that 1-2 health. Sunken Relay. I can't ever pronounce that one right. At the start of your turn, gain 1 VP if you are not in Tokyo. So the New York one says, start your turn, gain 1 VP for each Temple of Cthulhu visible in your borough. So it works a little different. Call of the Cultists. So New York, or Tokyo, you gain 2 cultists when you play this card. Each other monster discards a cultist. And each time another monster discards a cultist, you get to take it. New York says gain 1 energy for each time another monster destroys a cultist. At the start of your turn, you can spend 3 to put the discarded cultists in your burrow. So that works actually fairly differently. The Red Tentacles. Give Madness tokens to each monster you would wound with an attack. Shrieking Madness. If you roll at least 3 ones, give Madness tokens to all other monsters. Or, if you roll at least 1 unit damage, give a Madness to all other monsters. And finally, Shattered Reality. When another monster rolls 4 identical faces, they lose 1 health. So it keeps them from gaining too much stuff. Alright, so that was the Cthulhu pack. Pretty simple. Madness tokens add a little interesting thing. Having the cultists are kind of cool because it adds some extra features to the New York set. And then, yeah, the cultists, be able to have the cultists, like, hey, I have a little bonus I can use whenever. It's kind of also neat for King of Tokyo. So now we're going to look at the OG monkey, the King Kong. So now you can have 3 monkeys in play. There we got actual King Kong there. He's going to get his base. And like the other like Cthulhu, he's going to have his own extra little stuff. He's going to have his evolution cards, but he's also going to have some special rules. So let's just take a look. We have his dial there. And he's on Skull Island. Alright. King Kong Monster Pack. As new elements to use for both games. So what you do is you build these little towers, a Tokyo Tower or Empire State Building. When you decide to play with one of these two towers, you'll need to assemble them. Place each level near the game board, and they work in different near the game board. They each work different. They each are different, but they work ideally the same. When a monster claims a level, he always starts on the bottom level. If he's already controls the bottom, he claims the next level. If he already controls the bottom two, he claims the top. He automatically wins the game. So it just adds a different victory condition. When another monster controls, if another monster controls the level you are claiming, you seize control. If you control the bottom two levels and a monster claims the bottom level, you keep the middle level, so you can have two monsters climbing it. Monsters who control one or more level gain bonuses at the beginning of their turn. 1 health for the bottom level, 1 health and 1 energy for the middle, and if you have both, you get 2 health and 1 energy. So, to claim a level of Tokyo Tower, monster must be in Tokyo and roll at least 4 ones. He claims the level and applies the normal dice effect. Empire State Building, though, they have to roll 5 unit damages. He claims the level and applies the effects as normal. Then we have the evolution cards, which again you can always check out the power up thing. And then he has his own special thing. It's just kind of neat. They have one thing that affects the general game, and then they have one thing that affects them specifically. So he has a beauty card. It says one of King Kong's evolutions introduces beauty card. It has 2 sides, a different effect according to which monster owns the card. Place this card aside until it was beauty, till the beast is played. If the monster with the beauty card is eliminated, return the card to the game. King Kong side up. If King Kong is eliminated, the beauty card is removed from the game. Alright, so let's look at that one really quick. So if we have the King Kong side, we have Protect Beauty. You gain 1 extra dice. When a monster makes you lose health with the attack, give them this card, the other monster side up. So every time you get a free power-up card, basically. Otherwise you get it says Captured Beauty. When a monster makes you lose health with this, give them this card, other monster side up. If that monster is King Kong, give them this Kong side up instead. So anyone else can keep taking this card, but King Kong gets it if he takes it back. We're going to look at the power-up cards really quick. So we have, again, the black ones for New York, and the white ones for Tokyo. And this is actually a neat little different than they did there. So they changed the name of it. One is Climb the Tokyo Tower, the other one's Climb Empire State Building. If you're in Tokyo, gain 1 VP for each one you roll. If you roll all 6, you win the game. Or Manhattan, if you roll 1 unit damage. If you roll all 6, you win the game. So it's kind of neat. He has his own permanent game-winning effect. We have 8th Wonder of the World. If you roll at least 4 identical faces, gain 1 VP. Or gain 1 VP when you get Statue of Liberty, which means you have to have 3 of the same of the unit damage. King of Skull Island. When you yield Tokyo or Manhattan, gain health to your maximum amount, skip your next turn. So it's kind of neat. If you skip out of there and you go back home, basically you can rest, but you don't get another turn. That lets you mass up a bunch of victory points by staying in and then bowing out whenever you need to heal. Son of Kong Kiko. Play when you reach 0 health. Gain 4, leave Tokyo and continue playing, or leave Manhattan, continue playing. That's kind of neat. Gain a quick bonus to stay in the game. Islander's Sacrifice. Roll 6 dice. Gain 1 energy per energy and 1 health per health rolled, even if you are in Tokyo or Manhattan. If you roll less than 2 energy and or 2 health, take this card back. So you get to play it, and you get to quickly gain a bunch of stuff, but then you have to return it if you don't roll enough. Jet Club. If you are in Tokyo, roll 1, you get 1 extra attack, or if you destroy a jet, you gain 1 extra attack. So Monkey Leap. Play during another monster's movement phase. If Tokyo is empty, you can take control of it instead of the monster, or if Manhattan is empty, you can take control of it instead. And his final one was It Was Beauty, Killed the Beast. So it says, take the beauty card, Kong side up. If you don't have the beauty card at the start of your turn, you cannot roll attack. You cannot reroll attack, and you wound only monsters with the beauty card. So basically, if someone steals your beauty card, you're attacking them. So it's a good reason for them to pass that along. Alright, so that is those. I'm going to pause the video quick. I'm going to build these towers, and I'll jump back in and show you what they look like. Alright, so I built the Tokyo Tower and the Empire State Building. So a little ups and downs about these is I do like the fact that they come apart really easily, and they're actually in separate pieces. So like each piece has 3 spots. So there's the lower, the middle, and the upper. So when it tells you you're taking one of the pieces, because my thought was like, how am I going to have one of my monsters stand on here on each part to represent it? I think the idea is supposed to be you have them set aside and you're building the tower. So if someone takes the lower one, they'll maybe just hang on to the lower piece. They take the middle, they'll take the middle piece, and they just build the tower. But then on each tower, it shows what it does. So like you gain 1 health or 1 health and 1 charge. And they have them showing on there. But because they're all little separate pieces, that's also one of the, I guess, kind of upsides to it. Because I was also worried, like, I'm going to build these, and where are you going to store these? Because it says, oh, build them each time. And I'm like, well, that's kind of a pain, too. But they actually build really easy, because they're just 2 separate pieces. And then this tower has a little token that sits in there. Otherwise, it's 2 separate pieces. Same thing for that one. So they come apart really easily to store. And they're not hard to figure out. You just match the two similar pieces. And then in New York, it's the same way. Just pop these apart. And then now I'm picking this up. I actually held in there pretty well, but that kind of unfolds. This could get a little bit, sketchy if you're not being careful with how you lay it, because it also takes up a little bit more room. This happens though, you try and pick it up, it just kind of falls apart. It's just kind of neat. Like, they're not, once you play them, you're not going to want to sit there and move them around a ton. You're going to want to put them somewhere where you can just have them. Otherwise, you're going to keep falling apart when you're trying to play the game. But I like that they collapse really easily. I just think they could have maybe described in the rules a little bit better on what you were supposed to do. Because it says, place each level near the game board. They're different but work the same. So it should have said somewhere in here, it would have been nice to say, it's like, when you claim it, when you claim the next level, like, stack it on top or set it near. It's sort of an odd thing, because, like, if you own the bottom, then you own the bottom piece. And if someone else wants to claim the bottom, if you have the middle, they take the bottom, so now you can't even have them stacked up together. It's just kind of a weird thing. Like, they should only have 1 person on there. Like, they have to ascend 3 times to win. Someone hits you, they can knock you off, or start you back at the bottom or something like that. But that's here nor there, I guess. Alright, so that was our Cthulhu and King Kong sets, boxes 1 and 2. Would I recommend these? If you're looking for some extra game mode, sure. You want some extra characters, they're not bad. Gives you 2 different characters to play as. The Madness and extra buildings, I think would be a little bit... The Madness are only going to be worth it if you're playing Cthulhu's Evolution. But the buildings are kind of a neat effect with the cultists, even for Tokyo. Just a little extra bonus thing. The towers... I could take them or leave them. They're going to seem like a little extra little fiddly thing to have to deal with, because now not only are you dealing with, trying to stay in or out, you're also trying to climb this tower, unless you modify it, like I said, to be like, you have to, like, if you're in Tokyo, you have to stand there 3 turns, and then you automatically win. But if someone hits you, like, maybe the first time it knocks you down, and then you can choose to yield. If you play it like that, maybe made your own rules, it might be a little bit better. Alright, see you guys in the next video. Bye.